Hello and welcome to another edition of Capital Area Chats. I'm your host, Paul Brogan, and we're about all things in the greater Concord region. The people, the places, and the things that make this an extraordinary place to live, to work, and to play. Today's show is one I'm really excited about because I have two guests, two really extraordinary people in keeping with what I said. Mary Beth McGahan is here for the first time, and I'm really excited because she is make sure I get it right, the chairman for the Mr. Concord Pageant 2024. And sitting next to her today is Mr. Concord 2023, but he also goes under the guise of Josh. Oh my God. How did I forget your last name? I'm sorry.
It's Hardy. That's okay.
Of course it is. Josh Hardy, and he is the executive director of Concord TV and someone I've interacted with for at least 10 years, going back to Around Town when you were working on that. Yep. And I am very bad to have that slip. Obviously, it's nerves because I'm in the presence of the reigning Mr. Concord, and it's a rather awe-inspiring experience for me.
Thank you. My first time in the studio, Paul. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Well, welcome to you, and welcome, Mary Beth. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. It's been years since I've done one of these.
Well, I hope it won't be that many until you do it again. So,
Would be good.
But we are here to talk about a very exciting event that's coming up in just a few weeks, and that is the annual Mr. Concord Pageant. And it's being held this year, as it was last year, at the barn at Bull Meadow on Bog Road in Concord, New Hampshire. We are displaying information on how people can find out about it and get tickets to it. And how many years has this been going on now?
This is the 6th year, because we lost a couple of years over COVID.
Over COVID.
But this will be the 6th Mr. Concord Pageant.
And it's a wonderful experience from all reports I've heard. It's a great evening, and it also is for a great cause, correct?
Absolutely. It's for the support of the Crisis Center of Central New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. That'll be changing their name soon to Thrive.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's for the Crisis Center in their work to provide assistance for domestic and sexual violence survivors, and also for trafficking and child abuse and elder care. So, yeah, they do a lot of good work. Yep.
And they've been doing it since 1978, I believe.
I believe that is correct.
Year.
Yes. Yep.
So that's almost 50 years, 46 years of doing something that's so important. And I'm sure it's come a long ways as far as people being willing to seek assistance, because 50 years ago, people often were afraid, what will people think of me if I go get help? Or, families didn't want to talk about something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've got friends that were abused as children, mm-hmm. and even when they finally told, they weren't believed.
No,
no. Unfortunately, but that's improving. That's improving.
And that's so important.
So that's why we work on awareness and prevention.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. And you're very involved in the community, and you have been for a long time.
I have. I've been working on this. Well, I started the Mr. Concord Pageant, but mm-hmm. I mean, I also help out with their Walk a Mile that's coming up next week. Mm-hmm. I've been on that committee for years, and I'm also involved with the Coalition Against Sexual and Domestic Violence.
Thank God there are now resources for people to go to, although hopefully each year the pageant will create new awareness among people who may not know about it, and help people to be able to go on with their lives, or at least find a support and be able to understand it does happen to others.
Yep.
And sometimes that's what people need to know, that they're not the only one and they're not alone out in the wilderness.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, we are fortunate enough to have a safe house here in Concord, and it's a tremendous amount of education and support, and whatever a client needs, mm-hmm. they're there to help them, whether it's housing or food or even if they need to get out of the city,
Mhm.
they'll help them go to another
It's there.
facility. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
Josh, you have recently marked your 5th anniversary of being the executive director of Concord TV.
That's right. 5 years has gone by really quick. I think having
Mhm.
COVID wedged in there and just how busy our organization is carrying out our mission
Mhm.
and how crazy life has been, that those 5 years have gone by really quick. But I have to say the Mr. Concord pageant stands out as one of my favorite things to have been involved in, not just for winning the thing, but not to jump ahead at all, Paul, but I did just want to say Mary is one of my favorite people to work with, a terrific example in the community, and for my generation, that we have more of us getting more engaged and involved in the community, and we can look up to people like Mary, who set a good example. So I just wanted to say that first. Before
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
saying that.
And it is so true. I mean, having known your family for 70 years, going back and gone to school with David, but
Yeah.
your mom and dad were so involved in the
Yes.
community. Of course, your dad ran the Concord Commercial College
Yep.
downtown, which was an extraordinary place,
Yeah.
and I wanted to go so desperately because I wanted to learn how to type. And I knew that I could learn there, but I was shoot, guys don't type, you know, you just hunt and peck and do it that way. But your family was always involved in the community and doing things and giving of their time and energy and monies, and
Yeah.
that, you know, is inspiring that you've continued that work. And
Well, I feel like I've been blessed in my life and want to give back, you know,
Mhm.
do whatever I can.
Exactly, absolutely. So this year's event, there are 8 contestants.
Yes, there'll be 8 contestants, and there is, it's going to be on Thursday,
Yes.
October 24th at
Mhm.
6 o'clock up at the barn, as you mentioned.
Mhm.
And we have a social hour that starts at 6. And we have our normal silent auction table, and the contestants do a live auction.
Mhm.
And this year we're adding, well, we have the wine pull, and this year we're adding the jewelry pull, the boxes that they can get. We also have, this year we were very fortunate to get a beautiful, beautiful quilt that Christy Bartlett had donated for us, and so we're going to be raffling that. And you don't have to be at the Mr. Concord. You can get the raffle tickets ahead of time, and you don't have to attend, although we're hoping you will, and we'll
Yes.
draw the winner of that
Mhm.
quilt the night of.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, how exciting.
Yeah, so it's fun. We have Allen's do our, I call them hot hors d'oeuvres, or
Yes.
heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Mhm.
And we have 3 judges. And our MC, again, is coming back this year, Adam Sexton.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he
Wonderful.
had done 4 of the previous 5
Mhm.
that he had done, so I'm really excited about him. And we have a DJ that, you know, if the contestants want a particular song to be
Mhm.
played while they're doing their thing or whatever,
Mhm.
because the contestants come out the first time and are introduced by Adam, so we have a bio of them.
Mhm.
And then the second time they come out, they do their talent,
Mhm.
which has been a fun portion of the thing. It's you never quite know what you're going to get.
Exactly.
And they then have their live auction item, and Adam will
Mhm.
do the live auction for that. And then the third time they come out, they're all, of every year, they're asked the same question. What have you, or what will you do to support the domestic and sexual violence, the awareness and
Mhm.
prevention?
Mhm.
So yeah, so it's a fun night. It's a fun night, and the only serious part of the night is that we're raising money for the crisis center so they can
Crisis Center.
continue their work.
Exactly, and that's so important.
Definitely.
I mean, grant monies are drying up in so many
Oh, yeah.
places.
Yeah.
You know, money is not out there like it used to be.
No, I
And-
have found that with sponsorships, the
Mhm.
sponsorships, and I've talked to other organizations, and the sponsorships just aren't out there, you know, just there. So if
They're
there's
not.
anybody's watching, would like to be a sponsor, just let me know.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's such a fun event, though. I mean, just to echo that, stressful. I'll be at this year's event to pass along the Mr. Concord crown and sash. But as a participant, just to give you a little perspective on kind of, you know, as a performer,
Yes.
that I was kind of weighing whether to even do it because I love the cause. When Mary had asked me, and I was like, I don't have a talent. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I remembered that I had done a stand-up comedy workshop with Doris Doris Ballard when she was doing her LAFTA in New Hampshire, offering some workshops. And the culmination of that workshop, this was back in 2017 or something, was you had to do stand-up. You were putting together your set as you learned. And at the Hat Box, we performed. That was my only experience doing stand-up. So it was a new talent, but it was something that I realized I can do that. I can talk in front of people. I'm not camera shy or people, you know, public speaking shy. I didn't know if I'd be funny. That was the only thing. And the crowd is so supportive. And this is encouragement for any of our participants from this year who might be watching, just to get a sense of what they can expect. It is the most supportive crowd who are there cheering you on and laughing. What I enjoyed the most, not the most, there's a lot of things I enjoyed, but one of my favorite things, Mary, was the camaraderie with all of the contestants.
Yes.
We're in the back room, and all 8 of us, I think it was 8 of us, who just got to know each other and talked about the Crisis Center and the cause and talked about our careers and made so many good friends like Don Sullivan out of it and Tim O'Sullivan and all kinds of great people. So I just, for the community to know, like, it's firsthand, I can say I'm very fortunate to have been part of it and fortunate to have said yes to the opportunity.
Yeah,
Great.
that's the one thing is to see the fellas. I met with 3 of them last week, and they didn't know each other at all. And by the time we got through our little session,
They bonded.
oh, they bonded. They were exchanging business cards and figuring out how they can help this one do that and everything else. So it's good to see that. And I also have a green lady in the green room. Barbara Willis is our green room lady, so she keeps them in line and keeps them moving.
It's hard to keep everyone in line, but yeah.
she does her very best to get them out to the stage when they're supposed to be, and all. So yeah, so that's good.
And that's a talent, being a stage manager type.
Well, she's
you know,
been doing
that's
that. I think she's done it every year for me. Yeah.
Great.
I think part of the challenge too is most of us don't come from like a theater background or anything. So, you know, actors may know, you know, cues and understand on deck or those sorts of things. But for us just kind of in that room, it is like herding sheep a little bit. But most of us were peeking our heads out watching the watching our fellow competitors too. Because we didn't want to miss any of it.
Yeah.
Will you ever do stand-up again, do you think?
Oh, that's a great question, Paul. I wouldn't rule it out, but I think it would have to be a supportive environment because that would still be my 3rd time doing it. And my comedy style is more kind of story narrative telling. It's not set up punchline,
Right.
which may not play well if you go to just some random crowd. So if there was some opportunity, either at some charity event where they're forgiving of, you know, because again, I'm not shy about doing it, but the real driver was the fact we raised a lot of money for the Crisis Center, which that was the main reason I wanted to do it. So I would say stay tuned, Paul, to see if I ever, I think you're more likely, I like doing like improv and things like that more, so you'd be more likely to see me doing improv somewhere.
Now, you know I'm taking notes for future events. This isn't the only thing I do.
Keep in mind, we don't want to drive people away if I don't have a great set. So, yeah.
Mary Beth, is this the Crisis Center largest fundraising event each year?
It's one of the largest. I think the other one is Walk a Mile.
Right.
The Walk a Mile one, yeah. So between the 2 of them, and I used to do it through the Concord Contemporary Club, which is a general federation. That's when I first started it. I was laid up at home with a broken arm or whatever it was at that time, and was sitting there trying to think of a way to do a fundraiser for the club, and came up with this idea. And so those 4 years that I did it for the Contemporary Club, we raised $45,000
Wow.
in those 4 years. Yeah.
That's
So,
great. That's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
And people had fun too,
Oh,
because you could see.
Oh yeah, I mean, and
yes.
some of the talent that we've had over the years, and some of the contestants that we had, you know, like the first year we had the mayor, we had Delta Dental and Budweiser and Tim Sink. You know, we got all the big wigs in the
If
city.
Tim Sink is there, then you're good.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, you know, somebody from the police department, and
Oh, wonderful.
a couple of years we've had police. This year we have a fireman for the first time.
Nice.
It's going to be with us.
Nice. That's
So
wonderful.
yeah, so it's a good group.
Could you tell me a little bit more about the Crisis Center and some of what specifically they offer besides, you know, the obvious?
Well, I have to admit, I've done the training. I did the training twice, and I told them up front, it was like a 6 or 8 week program. And I told them up front that I would do the training so I could learn more about the Crisis Center. But the training was actually for on-call volunteers.
Oh, okay.
And I told them, I will not do that. I cannot do that because I'd want to take everyone home with me. I just would. I don't know whether there's a mother in me or what.
Yes.
So I personally do other things for them. You know, if they have mailings and that kind of thing. I do tabling events, which if, well, like, you know, the walk a mile. If they
Yes.
were going to have a table there, I've done it in schools and done it for the New Hampshire auto dealers and that kind of thing. And we go and we talk about the Crisis Center and what they do. So they offer programs like that. I'm trying to think some of the other things between the Crisis Center and the Coalition. I just did the softball game over in Barrington to raise money for the Coalition.
Nice.
That was a father of a victim.
Yes.
Done that. And through the Coalition, I'm on their development committee, so I help with that. And we also have a survivors caucus, which is made up of survivors of some form of domestic or sexual violence. So we do that. So that's in the training. I've gone to the State House to testify, you know, legislation-wise and all of that. So they do many things, and as I said, they'll house.
Yes.
And I've, you know, contributed. Our club takes a collection, whatever when they need things, we do that. They years ago they did over a room at the Crisis Center because they're always looking. Every time somebody stays there and then leaves, they take all the bedding with them and all that kind of thing. So they have that to go with, you know. So, and as I said, if there's somebody that's been it's at the house or they've been contacted and for some reason they have family somewhere else, in state or out of state or whatever else, the Crisis Center will help them with you know, a bus ticket or plane ticket or whatever else. And if the house is full, then they'll put them up in a hotel or wherever so that they're safe. And they'll go to court with them if they need someone to go to court with them and help them with that end of it. Yeah.
What a wonderful resource.
Oh, it is.
Truly.
It's just wonderful. So
We're
other
very
than
fortunate.
being on call, I'll do whatever they need or want. You know.
And they do have a website, so
They have the website.
anyone who wants to find out more of what's available to.
Yeah, and there is the 1-800 number that 24/7 that they can reach out to.
Someone.
Yeah.
They also have there's a breakfast that they have. I forget, is it the Survivors Breakfast?
It's
The Resilience Breakfast.
Resilience
that's what it's
Breakfast
called.
that they've done now for 2 years.
That over at St. Paul's
St.
School
Paul's,
campus,
yeah.
which I've had the honor of being able to attend. And we even helped partner on a promotional video about their education services, which was an honor to learn more about how all that works. And just a great organization. And people should, if they do the Resilience Breakfast next year, I think people should absolutely go check that out as well.
Yeah, that grew. The first year,
It had to go to a bigger.
Oh, it had to go to a much bigger. I mean, it was probably, I would say, well, twice. I bet it was 3 times the size as the first one.
Wow.
And they had a wonderful, wonderful speaker that they had, a victim that has been out speaking and all. Her story was heartbreaking.
It was.
Yeah, but yeah, they do that. And in the past, when it was with the club, I'd always have Mr. Concord attend some of our events, or like if the Crisis Center sponsored a film or something at Red River, we'd always invite Mr.
Right,
Concord, and we'd
yes.
have him at our annual meeting and stuff. So, yeah.
Great,
So,
that's wonderful.
and I assume you'll be at Wham.
I signed up. I'm on your board member Emily Marsh's team. I
Oh,
forget the
good.
name of the team, but I'm on a team for next
Yeah,
Wednesday, so
yeah.
I'll be there.
Well,
Yep.
that's good, yeah. So
great.
I'm going to be giving out T-shirts.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That'll be my job
Yep.
this year.
Nice.
Walk a Mile, another one of those, which is just such a fun event that we've recorded for Concord TV, getting video footage over the last couple of years.
Yes.
And it's just really fun, like the fact that Main Street is shut down for that. You walk down to the Pleasant Street Extension area and then back, and it's just a lot of supportive people, fun shoes. And we did an interview a couple weeks ago with Deb and Jessica promoting it too. And it's just, it really celebrates what a terrific organization they are.
Have you begun practicing?
Practicing my
Walking.
walk. I might be in flats.
Oh,
I might be
okay.
in flats.
All right.
So, but I still sometimes need to practice walking even in any type of shoe just to make sure I don't trip over myself. So,
Now, have you ever been down to it?
Yes, I've viewed it. I've been
Yes.
down a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is a fun event. And,
Yes.
there's certain gentlemen of the city that wear the high heels. Dana Dexter, God bless him,
Yep.
I don't know where or how he does it, but he's a pro.
isn't it the award is named after him for
Yes, the Dana
shoe,
Dexter,
yeah.
yeah, for the shoe and all.
And
Yeah.
Mayor Boulay wore the heels a few years
Oh, yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yes.
And then,
Don Sullivan wears
yeah,
fun shoes. Mark Lester does.
yeah, Mark is another one that
From
you never
Eastern
quite know what he's going to have on his feet. And another great guy that supports not only the Crisis and the Coalition, but Brian Harlow. And he's always there with his heels, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's one of the great things about Concord. People do jump in and do more than just give lip service. They'll participate and do whatever they can
Yeah.
to make something work and be successful and to
that's-
experience a sense of community.
This is the 10th anniversary of Walk a Mile. So, there's face painting for the kiddos, and they got a couple of food trucks coming, and, what's his name from Channel 9?
Sean McDonald.
Sean McDonald
Yeah.
is going to be the MC for it this year.
Oh, nice.
Again, yeah, so yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and they give an award for the best shoe or whatever else, and they give an award for a volunteer of the year.
And what is
Happy
the
to say that I received that a couple of years ago, which really was one of the highlights of my life.
Nice. What is the date for the Walk a Mile?
It's next Tuesday the 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's,
So depending when people watch this episode, it may have
Yes.
already happened,
Okay.
or it may be just coming up.
Just
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
up. Can people just show up if they
Oh,
want to
yeah.
participate?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I mean a lot of
Right.
people walk, and of course the first year it was mostly men in the high heels,
Mm-hmm.
but today it's men, women, children, and I love to see sometimes the young boys that put on the high heels
Mm-hmm.
and do it and all. So it's a family affair for sure,
Mm-hmm.
and people just come down. We get a big crowd from St. Paul's School that come.
Yep, the
I think it's the
football
football
team. The
team
football
comes.
team.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yep.
And actually, John Bassey, who's the medical director out there at St. Paul's, is one of our contestants this year
How
from St.
wonderful.
Paul's. Yeah.
Go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of good contestants this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
You already mentioned from the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who have I got this year?
Who else do we have? Yeah.
Well, I have Justin Cantar is a fireman, and then I have Devin Flanagan from what used to be Simo's down there in the
Oh,
South
yes,
End. Yep.
yes.
And Wyatt St. Clair, he has a bakery out in Chichester.
Oh,
Paul Brogan, I don't know whether you know him or not, but
Doesn't
he's
ring a bell to me.
no,
not at all.
no,
No.
And then we have the Councilman Al
Ali Saku.
Saku, yeah,
Uh-huh.
and Ron Abramson, who's an attorney who lives in Concord.
Yes, yes.
Because they have to either live or work in Concord. And he actually works in, I don't know if it's Manchester or Nashua office, but he lives in Concord.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you know what their talents are? You probably can't spoil it for us. But
No,
do
I
you know
never
what their
tell, but
talents
to
are?
be honest with you, I really don't know. I've been after them to send me their bios and their pictures, their headshots. So I've got some.
got
I've
one,
got
yeah.
yours, yeah. So I'll be on them again tonight to get it to me because I want to start posting some of the pictures.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Paul, would you spoil what are you allowed to tease or suggest like what your talent is going to be at Mr. Concord?
Part of it is, okay?
Let me just hand the sash over. Hold on.
Oh, we've had some great talents over the year. Dana Dexter is also a tap dancer. And
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
he goes, he does events overseas. I mean, and I think he teaches.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a tap dancer. I've had another policeman, JT, who's the deputy. And the year he was in his uniform and he put a plastic apple on Tina Smith's head and pretended to shoot it off.
Shoot it off.
And I love it when like the first year when I went to Chris Brown at New Hampshire Distributors, you know, he was all for it, but he said, I don't have a talent. And I said, Chris, you're easy. You know, show people how to pour a beer or whatever. So he did something along whatever they used to, I don't know whether they still do those promotions at some of the restaurants and stuff. And then I had Delta Dental. And he was all for it too, because they're promoters of Concord and they're very generous and all.
Yes.
And so I went through the whole spiel and everything else. I said, well, I don't have a talent. I said, oh, yours is really easy. Borrow a white jacket from one of your dentist friends and throw out some toothbrushes. So yeah, we've had some good. I think one of the very best ones was Rich Spalding, who was retired from the state police, and was part of their band. I don't know
They do have.
Yeah, whichever one. And so, and he's the or he was the majorette, I guess, or whatever. And had the tall voluminous head and there. So he came out, said a couple of words. This was back when we were at the Highway Hotel, and the doors were shut. You know, the room was shut up. And he walked down the aisle. Nobody knew except for the green room lady. She was the only one. He wouldn't even tell me. Walked down and opened the doors, and the whole band came in.
Wow.
Did a circle, and people were on their feet like this.
Oh, they must have been.
Yeah. I had another dentist who was Polish background, I guess, and had, I don't know, he made something for the judges, and he evidently knew the roller derby girls on their roller skates, so they came out and did the rollerblading around everybody. So we've had some great ones.
So wonderful,
creative
people.
Yeah, we never know what they're going to do. Yeah,
that's a good way to be.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
so.
we've had some good ones. There's some good ones last year too.
The golfing chip shots.
Oh yeah,
that was.
Yeah, Toll.
I like that one.
Yeah, it was that. And then
there was juggling last year.
Yeah.
Tim. Yeah, he did some sort of with the baton juggling where you kind of. But he had like a fish song playing in the background.
Right.
It was I always say it was the most Gen X thing I've ever seen. So.
Now, remind me the fella that came out in the Uncle Sam outfit. He was with.
Oh, the former police chief, was that him?
Yeah, former police chief for Concord, and
Really?
he was the one that brought the first domestic violence unit to the Concord Police Department. Well, he came out in Uncle Sam's outfit, and he used the screen, and he had different.
He did like a PowerPoint, like a humorous comedy, like PowerPoint slide, where he had commentary that went with the slides. It was fun.
And the last one was himself, I think, being Mr. Concord, up on the screen and all. So it was good. We had some really good. We had a singer, So you never know.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. People need to be there on October 24th
for sure.
to find out
Yes.
the talent that these 8 individuals have and may never have shared before in a group. And so it would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to discover that.
Yeah.
So.
And we never know what the contestants are going to bring for their live auction. Last year I had a gentleman who owned a restaurant, or the manager restaurant on Main Street. And he had, I think, a gift certificate to another restaurant. But he also had just a small package of those maroon cookies, the colored ones. Well, I think they went $500.
Oh, yeah. They went for a lot of money. The room just kept bidding up and up.
Well, it was a husband and wife team that were bidding against each other. And then he won them, and they came over and put him down, to collect. And she went to get one, and No, those are mine. So, you know, it's just lots of laughter.
Yes.
Lots of laughter and good
Which
times.
is fun.
Yeah.
And that's what we all need. You know, you can't put a price on having a great time with people and supporting an amazing cause like the Crisis Center.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
we are just about out of time. It has raced by, but we've accomplished so much, and I've been honored to be with both of you, certainly with you, Your Majesty. Josh Hardy, Executive Director of Concord TV, but also the current Mr. Concord, New Hampshire. And it's a pleasure to interview you for the first time.
Thank you, Paul. Great to be here.
And Mary Beth McGahan, to see you and be around you again after all these years is just great.
Thank you.
And I thank you for all of the work you're doing and putting this together. And it promises to be an unforgettable evening.
We certainly hope so. We certainly hope so. We're looking forward to it. Well, it's down now. It was 4 weeks yesterday.
Okay.
So,
All right.
getting close. And there's still tickets, so.
Yes, I have to get mine. So.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And I hope you won't be a stranger to the show. Thank you.
Anytime.
I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in and enjoying the show. And please do check out the Mr. Concord, New Hampshire. And I want to thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Special thanks to Concord TV and Matt, my man behind the scenes, for all of his efforts to make the show all that it is and can be. So thank you again. This is Paul Brogan, your host, signing off.